Pope Francis has asked forgiveness in the name of the Catholic Church for the mistreatment of the Roma people. The move is likely to increase tensions with Italy's anti-immigrant Interior Minister Matteo Salvini, who promised to close all Roma camps in Italy just last month. Francis made the comment during a meeting with Roma people at the last event of his 3-day trip to Romania, saying his heart was made heavy by the meeting. Speaking to the crowd, he said, "It is weighed down by the many experiences of discrimination, segregation, and mistreatment experienced by your communities. History tells us that Christians too, including Catholics, are not strangers to such evil." With an estimated population of 10–12 million, approximately 6 million of whom live in the European Union, Roma people are the biggest ethnic minority in Europe, and rights groups say they are often the victims of prejudice and social exclusion. Share this article. Share. Salvini, who has clashed with the Pope repeatedly on migration issues, reacted angrily last month when Francis received a group of Roma at the Vatican last month. Salvini, head of the far-right Lega party and a deputy prime minister, responded by repeating his promise to close all Roma camps in Italy. "I would like to ask your forgiveness for this," the Pope told the Roma. "I ask forgiveness in the name of the Church and of the Lord, and I ask forgiveness of you for all those times in history when we have discriminated, mistreated, or looked askance at you." A Roma youth, Rosella Vassodoran, told reporters, "It's an honor that a person like the Pope comes to our community. We are proud. It's important that the Pope is asking forgiveness. There is racism in every country. When we go out, everyone looks at us, and we don't like that. I am proud to be a gypsy." Earlier on Sunday, the Pope said a mass for some 100,000 people, during which he beatified 7 communist-era bishops of the Eastern Rite Catholic Church who died in prison or as a result of their harsh treatment during Romania's communist era. Pope Francis said the bishops endured suffering and gave their lives to oppose an illiberal ideological system that oppressed the fundamental rights of the human person. Indifference breeds prejudices and fosters anger and resentment. How many times do we judge rashly, with words that sting, with attitudes that sow hatred and division? Earlier, the Pontiff beatified 7 Greco-Catholic bishops jailed and tortured during the communist era. The new blessed one suffered and sacrificed their lives, opposing a system of totalitarian and coercive ideology. He told some 60,000 worshippers attending Mass on a field of liberty in Blech. These shepherds, martyrs of faith, garnered for and left the Romanian people a precious heritage which we can sum up in 2 words: freedom and mercy, added Francis, while praising the diversity of religious expression in mainly Orthodox Romania. Regime officials detained the beatified bishops overnight on October 28, 1948, accusing them of high treason after they refused to convert to Orthodoxy. The Greek Catholic Church was outlawed under 1948-89 communist rule. The bishops died of maltreatment, some still in jail, others in confinement in an Orthodox monastery. They were then buried in secret. To this day, the whereabouts of 4 of their graves is unknown. The bars of the cells where they were held were symbolically incorporated into the throne built specially for the papal visit. The bishops followed the Eastern Rite Catholic Church, which emerged from an Orthodox schism at the end of the 17th century, when the central region of Transylvania was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. While retaining Orthodox practices, they recognized Roman Catholic papal authority unacceptable for the communist regime which took power following World War II. Under a 1948 decree formally abolishing the Eastern Catholic churches, Greco-Catholics were forcibly obliged to return to the Orthodox fold. Under such stark political repression, most Romanian Catholics, who numbered more than 1.5 million in 1948, abandoned their faith, and their community has shrunk to around 200,000 today in a country of 20 million, almost 9 in 10 of whom profess Orthodoxy. The politics which has seeped through Romania's modern religious history has poisoned interfaith relations, even if the papal visit has softened feelings to a degree. No matter where we go, to the town hall, to the police or to school, doors get closed, a 72-year-old Roma, who gave his name as Zion, told AFP. Roma, originating from northern India, suffered around 5 centuries of slavery before the practice was formally abolished in 1856. But they remain a mainly poor and marginalized community, even if recent years have seen roads paved and homes getting running water and electricity. After World War II, Romania's communist authorities confiscated properties of the Eastern Rite Catholic Church and ordered its members to join the majority Orthodox Church, which was easier for the party to control. Historians say about 500,000 Romanians, including politicians, priests, doctors, officers, landowners and merchants, were sentenced and jailed in the 1950s and early 1960s, and a fifth of them perished in prisons and labor camps. Many Catholic properties taken by the communist dictatorship or given by the government to the Orthodox have yet to be returned 30 years after the fall of dictator Nicolae Ceausescu. Francis's arrival in Blaj to wind up his visit was part of his attempt at inclusiveness on his 3-day visit to one of what remains Europe's poorest states. Although Romania has developed apace since obtaining EU membership in 2007, there remain some urban or rural ghettos where nothing has changed, according to sociologist Gelu Duminica, who heads the Anti-Discrimination Împreună Together association. Duminica and others in Blaj saw it as no coincidence that Francis, often seen as a defender of the rights of the most marginalized, chose the Bardulai Teru district of Blaj, whose inhabitants are mainly Roma, to launch his appeal for tolerance and social inclusion. The Pope's visit is a message for those who are marginalized, disregarded or not accepted by others, said Mihai Gurgul, an Eastern Catholic priest who supervised the construction of the Blaj church, where Francis celebrated.